All right, let's do it. Hey, it's 135 The Beat, Miami's new number one for hip-hop, R&B, and The Breakfast Club. Pop and Keith here with a very special guest. And I love when this man comes because I feel better about life. And I'll explain why in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the CEO himself, Mr. Brett BERISH. Now, did I say your name right?
You did. You did perfect. You did perfect, yes.
Okay, Sovereign Brands. Now, you keep adding...
Yeah.
To your collection of and Carlos, when you get a chance, please go on the collection. You keep adding to your collection of amazing spirits, and I'm a fan of literally all of them.
Too kind.
But I must say, your latest edition, your newest edition, your baby, it's right up my alley.
Sweet.
So I want to start with that.
Yep.
Out the gate, and then we'll go back into a little bit of history.
Perfect.
So you have a new baby. Please talk about this baby.
So the baby is the DEACON. It's this beautiful copper bottle called the DEACON, and it's a Scotch.
Love the bottle and love blended Scotch.
So it's a Scotch, and with me, everything about my brands has got to be just blood, sweat, and tears in it. And everything, I always have a story, and an authentic story. So the copper bottle goes back to the copper pot stills in Scotland. If you see on the main label, there's a white X in the background. That's the Scottish flag.
Gotcha.
There's this character on it, which we call the DEACON, and we'll talk about him in a second. The DEACON, the name, comes from Scotland, actually. And the DEACON is actually a title that you're given. If you're the best at what you do, if you're the best on-air DJ, if you're the best mixologist, if you're the best economist, you're called the DEACON.
Wow.
And to me, that means everything. But more importantly, it's the blend. And the blend, I started drinking Scotch. I love it. And I started thinking, what do I want? What do I want in the blend? And I wanted something, and that's what's in this, that's peated, and we get peated flavor from Isla, and I wanted what we call bonfire, like sitting around a bonfire smoke that we get from Speyside. And we call the blend smoky, sweet, and peat.
Ooh.
And it's rich, it tastes expensive, it tastes like it's been aged forever. It's not overly, if you're a Scotch drinker, it's not overly peated, and I'm a huge fan of overly peated, like a big old shoe. I like that. But that's not this. This is that beginning stages, and when you taste it, you're like, any whiskey, any whiskey you taste, you're going to taste this, you're like, wow, what the hell happened here?
Right.
Something's going on here. Will you drink with me?
Please, I would love to. So you sent me the bottle, and I've had it, and I knew this interview was coming up. So I wanted to have my first drink with you. I've been excited. I've been watching the bottle. And so, Carlos, can you grab that for me, please? I just don't want to pass it over the board. So I'm excited to have my first taste of the DEACON.
This is the DEACON. Cheers, Papa.
Cheers,
to
my
you.
brother.
To you.
Yes,
to you.
Likewise. And to the DEACON.
To the DEACON.
To greatness.
There you go.
Yes.
Cheers.
Wow.
Can you feel it? Can you taste it?
Dude. All right, so I will explain, not to bring other brands into the fold of our conversation, but I have to draw some kind of comparison.
Sure.
I'm traditionally, a JBW. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like blended Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends like the single. I like blended. I'm not going to fight it, right? That's what I like. That's what I like. And when I go to a bar or somewhere and they don't have it, and sometimes I'll try to be like, all right, let me try this, let me try that. In blended, the only other thing that comes close is the swing, which they make too.
Mm-hmm.
This is so good.
Oh.
And you know what's so good about this? It's like, it's smooth too.
Mm-hmm.
There's no burn, because I do suffer from heartburn issues. Although I like to drink. Super smooth, so tasteful. Like, do you call notes?
Oh God, yes.
Okay,
yes.
So
it's got this. It's got character, and I consider myself. I drink all the time. I'm not an expert, but I'm the average drinker.
Right.
And I think it's unbelievably hard to tell the difference between products. And I need to have a brand, if we're going to come out with it, I need it to be different than the competition. In this case, Johnny Walker Black. I needed it to be better. I'm going right after them. I want to be better than them. I want to taste better. it tastes different. And you're going to get a reaction from
This
it
is
every
so
time.
good. So normally I have my blended scotch
Mm-hmm.
with a cigar.
Well, and you gave me a whole bunch. So that's another way, to me, it's another way of talking about, to me, a really good scotch, because it tastes like a cigar.
Yes.
It feels like a cigar.
Yes.
It's got a cigar feel to it.
Yes. So I'm not sure if you're a cigar person.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you and so I have a gift for you. So with the Deacon, and that name, which means everything. So to me, if you haven't seen
so
if you haven't
good.
seen the branding, have you on Instagram?
No, I have not.
Yeah, go look. It
Okay.
feels like Burning Man.
So is it just Deacon on Instagram?
Deacon Whiskey.
Deacon Whiskey.
Deacon Whiskey. But it feels like Burning Man. It feels like Mad Max. It feels like steampunk.
Oh, I love it.
And if you're the Deacon, then you get this. So
Oh, wow.
open that up, and you're officially the Deacon.
I love it.
I'm gonna be officially the Deacon with you.
Let's go.
So
love it.
our character, which goes on this bottle, is
Oh, let's do it.
he's our Deacon, and he's wearing these goggles. And
I
these
love
are the
it.
Deacon goggles. So these are the Deacon goggles, right?
I love it. I love it.
You're officially the Deacon.
Oh my gosh!
You're
Check
official.
it out. Thank you so much.
So I don't want to bore you with Scotch process, but my whole thing with blended and single, just like I would say the same thing about champagne,
Right.
is to me it's like painting. If you had one color, you can't do much with it.
Right.
But if you had lots of colors, your painting comes to life in a different way. And to me, that's the difference between single malt and blended. If it's a single, how hard is that?
Right.
It's single malt. It's one malt. That's all it is. But blended is where it's at.
I love it.
Because you get to play with so many more colors and characteristics and notes, and that's what brings it to life.
And I'm the same way with wines too. I like red blends. I just like blends.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's just,
Correct.
It's just what I like. Everybody likes what they like. Listen, I have an idea. You
Tell
know,
me.
Since I know that you're
Yep.
in the area now, I think once a month
Mm-hmm.
we should host a cigar night
Done.
with Deacon.
Done. Too easy.
Yeah.
As Ross says, too
Once a
easy.
month. Once a
Done.
month.
Done.
There's so many cool cigar shops here in South Florida, and once a month we pick one and we do a Deacon night.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. So the Deacon, we just announced it a couple of weeks ago. We are just starting to sell it in maybe 20-some states now. And
Is it in Florida? Just to
It's-
be clear.
I don't even know if it's in Florida yet. I have to check.
All right,
if it's in Florida
we'll
yet.
find that out sooner than later.
But what's amazing is I presented this brand to 70 countries, 70 different importers, one-on-one presentations, and every single market it's taking it.
Beautiful.
That's been the reaction to the brand. So we're launching in 70 countries right now, which is amazing.
Listen, congratulations. You know,